Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover, from one that sparked heated debate thanks to Tyrese's recent appearance on Club Shay Shay, when he kicked things off with the question on the bigger global superstar between Jay-Z and Snoop Dogg. And hip-hop fans have been going back and forth since on social media. More on this momentarily. Today we also have one that gave us an insight into what went down between Tupac and Biggie, and of course we've heard these stories on multiple occasions over the past 2 decades, but time hasn't stopped it from being discussed over the years, and we recently got to hear from Ed Lover's point of view about what it was like between Pac and Biggie, even on the night in Vegas. And this story explains why Ed Lover was so against the battle between Kendrick Lamar and Drake when he shut that down with quickness, like we covered months ago. But things escalated quickly on social media, as you'd see in a bit. And today we also have more that shows a particular segment of hip-hop fans who won't let it go when it comes to what Eminem did on Renegade. And an attempt to rewrite history continues, and we'll get to this later in the video. So starting out with Tyrese, they recently discussed about the popularity of Snoop Dogg during his interview on Club Shay Shay. And this segment sparked heated debates. Check out a snippet.
Snoop is a genius. Snoop is... Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Who's a bigger rapper globally? The most famous of the two, Jay-Z or Snoop Dogg, in your opinion? Around the world, like, if Jay-Z and Snoop Dogg was in a mall in Moscow, who would shut the mall down?
I'm gonna have to go Snoop, honestly.
Okay. Biggest rapper in the world. We're not talking about Grammys, because he ain't won one yet. Biggest superstar in the world. That's my big homie. Long Beach, West Coast, I wish a motherfucker would. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, big homie, man. Big homie Snoop Dogg, man. Biggest in the game, man. Snoop might be announcing he a billionaire soon.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He shouldn't be. The nigga owns 732 businesses. Fuck you mean? That motherfucker wake up and his emails and notifications hit different, my brother.
Yeah.
He just hosted the Olympics and came home with 16 million new followers. 16 of them. He did that in 2 weeks.
And he even went on to expand on how Snoop Dogg influenced his latest movie when he came on board as an executive producer for the film 1992. He continued,
Snoop Dogg being on board with this 1992 movie changed everything about... Listen, man, we did 100 million trailer views, my brother. This is straight to DVD, straight to streaming. So they thought. 1992, my brother. February, that movie was supposed to drop on the world. I asked them, can y'all push this thing back? Can you give me a shot? Can you give me an opportunity at trying to create some energy around this film so we can get it to the theater, so we can get some more press and energy and get the word out? I brought Snoop on board as a producer. We posted that trailer. It broke the internet and did over 100 million views. We go from no premiere, no soundtrack, no press junket. Am I on Club Shay Shay right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This is Club motherfucking Shay Shay. We ain't doing Club Shay Shay because Shay Shay wanted to interview me. We doing Club Shay Shay because of 1992. There was no budget to do a press junket. Not one single interview was connected to this movie.
Now, of course, this segment made its way to X, formerly known as Twitter, and sparked debates that got some wondering. When people say Dash is a bigger rapper globally than Jay-Z, what is the point being made? Does that mean their music is better? Do they rap better? Better performance? Do they make more money? Help whole fans understand the significance of this comparison, please. And a user decided to indulge with a classic clip from 50 Cent to go with it in response to the question. That is all subjective, but it is a fact that 50 Cent, Eminem, and Snoop Dogg have a way bigger international presence than Jay-Z.
There ain't never been no 50 Cent Jay-Z conversations, questioning whether there was a competition between the two of them. There's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z. In fact, his largest selling record sold 430-something thousand copies. My largest selling records, plural, 2 of them sold 5 million. That's Get Rich or Die Trying and Massive. You know, so it's a huge difference in who we are with each other internationally. Let them be fooled in America and think there's a competition there. Because America can be purchased. We can buy it with marketing dollars. You see what I'm saying? But The rest of the world is not enough marketing dollars to go around to change the way the rest of the world feels about you.
And it is wild how some people still struggle to understand the simple concept of being a global superstar, as some Jay-Z fans fired back with this, yet only one of them filed for bankruptcy. Like, what has bankruptcy got to do with this conversation? Might as well compare Jay-Z to Jeff Bezos if you want to just talk about money.
Bro, really?
But some still disagree. 50 ain't bigger than Jay, laughing my bum off. Maybe in the 2000s when he said this, but not all time and not right now. But may I remind you that what started this conversation was the international superstar status. And by this metric, 50 Cent remains more popular than Jay-Z. Even on Spotify right now, 50 Cent has got more monthly listeners. And better yet, we are yet to see Jay-Z pull off what 50 Cent did on a global scale with that Final Lap tour that ended up as the third highest grossing hip-hop tour of all time. 50 Cent did that using his name alone, without the help of bigger co-stars like Beyonce. So until the day we see Jay pull off such feats on his own, the facts support the take that 50, Eminem and Snoop have a way bigger international presence than Jay-Z. And the wild takes continued on the argument about why Jay-Z is more popular globally than Snoop Dogg. Jay-Z wrote a song/verses for Snoop and Dre, a worldwide hit. Dre and Snoop's second best-selling single. Snoop never wrote anything for Jay. The answer is Jay-Z. A couple of people wrote for Michael Jackson, but that doesn't change anything when it comes to MJ's global popularity. And it is hilarious that we got this logic from a 13-year-old Swiftie. From a grown Jay-Z fan. But oh well, over to you guys, share your thoughts below in the comments. And moving on to the next point, we got to hear from Ed Lover on Biggie and Pac's relationship, how it was before they fell out during an interview on The Breakfast Club. Check out a snippet.
Stretch and Pac, both heavy weed smokers, and Tretch from Naughty, they all friends. So whenever Pac came to New York, we'd pick him up, and the first thing he would always ask us, did anybody talk to Big? Where Big at? So we holler at Big or page Big or page back, and they go to Brooklyn and see Big. So they were really, really tight. So to see that, man, that just bothered me.
Do you remember like when that started to shift?
Right after the incident in the studio.
And were there conversations behind the scenes? We hear about people trying to calm it down.
By the time it escalated to the point it escalated to when I was in Vegas, that fight, when Pac got killed, and I saw Pac coming through the Betty Boop bar, and I'm standing there with Bishop Don Magic Juan, Pretty Tony, Handsome Dre, and all the pimps.
Outside.
I'm out, and they trying to convince me they won't give me a prostitute. And I'm like, I ain't got no time to be watching no woman 24 hours. Nah, Ed, you a pimp, man. You got pimp in you, man. I'm telling you, man. I was like, man, I don't want no prostitute, man. Pac comes through with Sugar them. Now, I didn't see the stomping out of the kid because I was in the bar. So he come through, he stopped. We talking. Yo, you coming to Suge's party? I'm like, yeah, bet. I love you. I love you too. They keep going. In my mind, I'm from the East Coast. I'm not going to Suge's club in the middle of an East Coast, West Coast war. Even though I'm neutral, I ain't going over there.
And boy, he also expanded on how Biggie felt about the whole thing after it escalated and how they reached a point of no return since Tupac wasn't having it. He continued.
Do you wish you jumped in between since you knew both of them and tried to...
I did. I tried to talk to Pac. He wasn't hearing it. Big was stunned. Big didn't know where it was coming from. He was hurt. Big, and C's probably told y'all that before. Big was honestly hurt by it because they loved each other that much. Once that ball got rolling, it was just impossible. And then you got Vine Magazine and all of these people doing East Coast, West Coast beef. It wasn't that. It was Bad Boy Death Row. That was it. I'm minding my business. I wasn't getting in between that stuff, man, because it was hurtful to see two friends turn what they love they have into ashes.
Right.
So I just try to stay out of it as much as I can.
However, Ed Lover has been accused of lying for trying to make Pac out to be the one who couldn't be reasoned with. Check this out. Why these dudes keep lying, I'll never know. If Big cared about Pac like he claimed, he would have never dissed him after death. Truth is, Pac saw through them boys and they didn't like it. And others have added, Pac got shot 5 times at Quad, and the man that managed Biggie's career walked out that same studio that night with the man that set up Pac to get shot. I don't know what is so hard to decipher. Whether you like it or not, you're guilty by association, and Ed Lover is getting them hands from Pac fans at the moment. He's also been branded a fraud for this take. I don't believe Ed Lover. Ed Lover is a fraud. He was on Tupac's side during the Hughes brothers accident on Yo MTV Raps, but all he does now is sneak diss Tupac when all Tupac did was show Ed love when he was alive. And Ed Lover is getting called out because Pac fans believe he's peddling a narrative that's led to some conclusions like this. I respect Pac and his legacy, but part of me still blames him for starting that garbage beef with Biggie, and that's what it is, garbage. So this is why they are coming for Ed Lover. But what are your thoughts? Of course, things were bound to change after he got shot, and he believed Big knew the people responsible, and boy, users on X kept coming for his neck, to be honest. Still gaslighting people into thinking Pac was wrong for not wanting to be cool with Big after he crossed him is insane, considering Rolling Stone released an article on Diddy this year where former Bad Boy execs admit that Who Shot Ya was released to capitalize on Pac's shooting. And moving on, decades have passed, and for some reason, there are still those who are still fighting a war that ended over 2 decades ago, like the story of the Japanese soldier 30 years after World War II. Check this out. Whoever started that lie that Eminem had the better verse on Renegade is crazy. So now, what was the general consensus even before Nas said what everyone was already saying? Must be a lie. Some agenda because we don't have ears to listen to music. And personally, I believe this is just part of the continued effort we've seen in recent years to diminish Eminem's legacy. Same way a whole hip-hop publication was out here talking about how M's hits did not age well, and some rap fans didn't hold back. They've also noticed this pattern. Black rap fans hating on Eminem just never makes logical sense, lol, because you tolerate the worst black rappers with no skill. Most drill rappers have no skill, most mumble rappers no skill, but when it comes to Eminem, now you become this overcritical backpack rap fan, lol, the F out of here. What has been generally agreed upon for decades has suddenly become a lie. And better yet, when you go to the Blueprint right now, it is a song that features Eminem that everyone is going back to on Spotify for the most part. It is not even close, and it remains the most discussed song from the album to this day, because of you know who. But over to you guys. Share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy content like this. See you on the next one.